person you wish to see is here.
Well done, Sethos. Greetings, one and all.
Professor!
Cyrus!
Ah!
Watch what you're doing!
Oh, my. Cyrus.
Just leaves.
So that's what...
Some things.
Sino didn't make...
My secret.
You're afraid. You recognize. You knew as soon as you saw the letter that we, not Uraka, were the ones speaking to you. It threatened you only because you know what you did. For you. But then, we both know what I said to you that day. That as the leader, I grant you permission to leave, but that one day, the sands of time will catch up with you. And when that day comes, you must pay the price you owe.
Hermanube.
Does he mean...
The moon is right. He rescued me from the brink of death once, many years ago in the desert. When he learned that I was a scholar, he invited me to come. One other child.
For many years, the test sub, the original, as the second state, but as I was deliberating, both are too to preserve our.
Ultimately,
in recognition of, I have always wanted to see you, Sino. Losing you and your Ba fragment dealt us a devastating blow. We've been in decline ever since you left.
I see.
look. In essence, I borrowed your Ba fragment for a decade or so. But you can...
I'm sure you don't remember anymore, dear Sino, but you've met him. You and he. As a follower of Hermanubis, I have allowed this power to remain in the rainforest for far too long. Now...
That power is not yours to reclaim. Sino was chosen.
You are wrong. So
those are your terms.
Despise me all you want.
So what you're saying...
Divine power.
He is no longer a small child.
Both my heart and...
Don't listen.
I know.
Sorry to interrupt. Say that Sino refuses to return his... You're trying to gauge where we stand while...
Wait. Everything we have longed for, Hermanubis will provide. Perhaps this very day we'll...
Why is he coughing?
The moon.
Take our leader back to his room. Grandfather. I don't like to drag out... Had Cyrus not stopped the... Still. It's no use... I'm not like my grandfather. But I see things a little differently. So I'm not going to...
Things would...
If you hadn't betrayed my grandfather...
All you am... Ultimately.
I'm glad to see you're giving it some...
I won't forsake...
That works. Oh, my Are you sure about...
I need to...
All right, well...
the same as I...
I've taken some time to reflect on this. If I had to guess, Professor Cyrus came to... He's a stubborn man who tends to double...
I agree. My master Nephis...
So that's one thing. A few other things come to mind too. You've heard all you need to hear about the Temple of Silence. So on that, I don't have anything to add. My own memories of this place are hazy though. I do remember I was still young then, and all I could understand was that there was a strong will inside my mind. The power that came to inhabit my spirit was probably one of the cornerstones of their whole faith.
You're not gonna give in to their demands, are you? Surely there has to be another way.
No. I have no intention of returning it. I need this power to protect Sumeru. But the temple has the right to make the final decision over its fate, since it belongs to one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret. So I will challenge them.
Kaveh has made similar observations about the desert tribes from his work trips there. He says many of them have their own internal rules. They talk about the importance of never dishonoring their tribal bonds, or the rules laid down by their ancestors. I think we could turn that to our advantage.
Wow, and
Looks like we have the same. Turn it back on them now while we still.
Great.
Sethos, let's talk.
Have you made up your mind?
We'll get to that.
I have no objection. Follow me. Keep your voices down.
Let's talk out. Bamoon has fallen into a deep coma, and his prognosis is quite grave. He appears to have sustained a serious injury in his youth, which has been exacerbated. Regretfully, I must inform you that, based on what I've seen with patients in a similar condition,
Yeah.
You're his heir, aren't you? You clearly have a lot. So tell me.
yeah, there's no...
You know,
Right.
You're right. I accept. Legend has it, that group,
Sounds very fit.
as a fellow
3 against...
However, letting Cyrus...
None needed. If I win, the Temple of If you win,
It's a deal. Then let's meet at the ceremonial hall tomorrow evening. 8 o'clock.
Well, after how that went, there's definitely no turning back now.
There never was.
You have to win.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Traveler and I...
And neither shall. The desert was home to an ancient and great civilization that for a variety... But there must be personal factors at work here, too. I can't shake the feeling that Bamoon cares for many more things than he...
Made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while, though it is where many things come to settle.
We gather on this day to perform once more the rite of duels, with the greatest of all sages, Lord Hermanubis, as our witness, for his power and authority is present in our midst. This is our represent...
Grandfather, you're here.
A rite of duels.
I know what I'm doing.
Representing the Academia, ready. Warriors, we come not to debate what brings our challengers here.
Huh? Are you sure?
I agree. She's very strong.
Okay, then
Sure.
we have decided.
So have we.
Duelists of the first bout, please step forward.
Don't forget, safety first! Hey, you there! You better play nice with her, or Paimon will make you regret it!
A little bit too much chatter from the audience over there.
Hey!
A swift end to the first bout. When you're both ready,
Let's begin.
watch out!
He drank plenty of water before that. Should be fine.
Who do you think you are? Can't see?
thus ends.
I'm ready.
So am I.
This is the fight when you're both.
For many years, we have kept our covenant with Lord Hermanu. We earnestly. Now, I am
Sino. And you. I think you left some things unsaid. This is a sacred duel. And Hermanubis is watching. So bare your soul.
Everyone, old and young, fit and frail, they're all waiting to see how this duel will end. My grandfather is a wise leader. He is also known to be a ruler who is not afraid to get blood, but our faith has times have changed. Then I thought of each buff I once thought.
I am more than
Exactly.
The name Hermanubis has left its mark. So show me your answer, Sino. Show me I can be more. Bring it on!
That's all you've got? What happened to searching for your answer? Fight's over. Do you yield?
You won.
Well then, looks like you found your answer.
I give his glory to you.
I've seen that light. That is the light of our Lord, the great Hermanubis, priest over all other priests. His spirit dwells within that lightning, and his will lives on. Once a warrior of Tynar, he emerged from the barren desert sands to serve the god king Al-Ahmar. After the death of the god king, Hermanubis gathered his followers and the Tynarian priests and led them to the city of Tule-Tula. There, they founded the Temple of Silence, and from that day forth, we became stewards of all knowledge that survived from King Deshret's civilization. Barely a century passed before war ravaged the desert. One by one, Eremite leaders took up arms against each other in battles that would devour what little remained of their civilization. only the wise city of Tule Tula was spared under the guiding hand of the Tainarians. But peace did not last. Coveting the knowledge of King Deshret, the beasts set their eyes on Tule Tula. The king of Gurabad laid siege to the city and ordered the sages to surrender to him the Temple of Silence as proof of his victory. The ruling elite colluded with their oppressors, betraying the temple so as to hold on to their rule over the city. They declared that the knowledge guarded by the temple was the true cause of corruption. These were dark days, and we faced enemies on all sides. Our lord had long since exhausted his strength, keeping the forbidden knowledge introduced by King Deshret at bay. To ensure the temple's continued survival, he broke his being into many pieces and began the ceremony of Hermanubis' legacy, bestowing his power upon his mortal followers. With this power, the temple was able to defeat the tyrant's army. Yet, we were not hailed as heroes. Strange and unfamiliar as this power was, it struck fear into the people's hearts and drove them to reject us. In the end, the people of the temple and the Tule Tula Tainarians left the city for good and made their way to the rainforest. What followed next was inevitable. The elite of Tule Tula fell and were decimated. War engulfed the desert. And we wandered from place to place, always in hiding, all the while keeping close watch over our secrets and staying true to our mission. Betrayal forced us out of the desert and into the forest. Then mistrust drove us from the forest into the desert once more. We have lived in exile for far, far too long. Yet, today, the Temple of Silence has borne witness to the glory of Hermanubis once more. Thank you.
How is it? Do you feel okay?
Grandfather.
Hey, Sethos. You'll get through this.
I know. I'll miss him.
I guess you were prepared for this. It's been a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, he's been on death's door for a very long time now. At least,
What's next?
per my grand...
But that's never going to work. As I'm sure you realize, I did foresee Sethos. Were it not for the... I do.
Still.
Well, Sethos.
But
That's a much bigger...
I will try.
Actually, that way, had you won, and were I to, he knew that his plan meant.
And here I thought the General Mahamatra wouldn't care for all these trivial You're absolutely. Thank you for everything, Sino. As a gesture of our gratitude to the Temple of Silence. But you must be. By the way, Tainari, my grandfather was so happy to see you. You are a descendant of the Veluka Shuna, and we are the heirs to the will. The story goes that he went on to fight many the Tainarians, in all likelihood.
How fascinating.
I like this.
Yes.
If it's true,
Who knows? Perhaps all of us. You, me, and
Someone's got to make. I will make a detailed report. I'm sure you'll have lots to. If we're going to work.
I will. All right.
See you soon. Come hang out with us.
What were you thinking, gallivanting off into the desert alone at your age?
Oh, please, will you stop your...
What do you mean, what other choice? Do you mean to tell me that after all your years of learning, a one-man suicide mission, That's the best...
All right. What do you mean? Okay, look.
Inari's master is really laying into Cyrus.
Wow. The last time he chewed...
I think I'll go around and update everyone. Tell we can go for
Makes sense.
Paimon's coming!
Hey, Kale.
You're back! Well, look who we have here.
All taken.
That does not answer when you run into problems.
Now would not be a good time.
You're right.
It's not the first time that I've had to talk to you about this sort of thing either. You need to learn that there are times when the right thing to do is get a more experienced member of staff involved. Do I make myself clear? Because if you don't,
Kale, please do something.
He's giving me the signal. All right, guess it's time to play my ace in the hole. Say, Madame Farizan, I can see you're pretty upset, but, I was just wondering, remember that time you offered to give me a tour of the academia? Does that offer still stand? Huh? hear that right? Kale, you remember? Wonderful. Well, of course the offer still stands. Come on. Madame Farozan will show you around the old classrooms.
Poor Kale getting dragged off like that. Also, check out Farozan acting like some sort of official academia tour guide.
Kale! Cup.
Huh? What? Oh, right!
What do you mean, cup? You need a cup. I can get you a cup.
Oh, it's nothing. Just Master's way of reminding me to stay hydrated while I'm out and about.
It's code for let's reconvene at the cafe. Tainari and I used it while we were in school, and it's become something of a family tradition now.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. 2 people left. Am I hallucinating? Or do I see Kaveh and Alhaitham engaged in diligent studying?
We're just reorganizing.
There's no rush. My sincere
Yes, with you.
I see.
And it sounds like they managed.
That day will come. Now, as a token of my appreciation.
Yeah, sounds great.
Sure.
And then the Traveler just pounced on their opponent and knocked him right out cold. Then there was Tainari. He put up an amazing fight too. We ended up winning all 3 bouts. Whoa.
A truly edifying.
Hey, Paimon included all the juicy details. The Traveler just pounced and then waved their sword like this. Then,
Despite winning 3 bouts in a row, you still ceded the position of.
Of course.
I got to be a champion too for once.
yeah, huge place. It felt like something right out of an epic poem. Imagine this. It was like there was...
Maybe save that one for later, Paimon. Dessert's here.
I think that'll do.
Shall we stop off at the House of
My thoughts exactly. See you around.
I should get going as well. See you all later.
I need to go say thanks to the Core 30 for their help. Also, Sir Nephis says he wanted to introduce me to some of the Academia's work process.
Kali's come a long way.
Everyone's a work in progress.
Yeah, true.
Life is all about these moments when you can finally relax and hang out with good friends after a...
Do you three have anything? If not, would you come somewhere with me? That's a secret.
Okay. I think I can guess what you're talking about.
Well, now
Been a while since I last. Need any help?
That's a nice spot, isn't it?
what a great view! We're so...
Traveler. Turn around. This is my secret base. When I was a student, back then, I had a lot of the same questions that Sethos was asking. Our gifts help us to find our...
You two really are like brothers.
I feel the same way.
I still remember one time when we came up here to chat and do our homework.
That was the one and only time. Nothing will ever...
You know...
Then make it... You get...
Okay,